Hey everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm Joe. I like to go by the name of Full Frontal Gunship. I chose this name because I'm interested in maritime vessels such as naval ships, commercial ships, pleasure ship and leisure ships. I'm also interested in the aviation, aircraft such as commercial airliners, military jets and military cargo planes. I also enjoy the engineering behind them and what makes them so unique. In my spare time, I like to play classic games from when I grew up. This could range from the Nintendo 64, James Bond GoldenEye, all the way up to current generation of gaming. I also play various simulators like the one I'm playing now, which is Ship Simulator Extremes. I want to upload videos about these simulators and review simulator games. I also want to upload videos of things I'm interested in and hope you find them interesting too. But for now, I will talk about the game I'm playing, Ship Simulators Extreme. So, as you can see, we are on the main menu of Ship Simulators Extreme. As you can see, we have awards, trophies for cargo missions, Greenpeace missions, motorboat missions, tourist missions, tugs, special and ferry missions. What I'll do is I'll go through all the options on the main menu and talk to you a little bit about each thing. So I will now press play, and as you can see it comes up with load saved mission, campaign, free roaming, single mission and multiplayer. If I click on the campaign, it gives you various options of what campaign you want to play. So you've got Greenpeace, you've got Tourist Tales, Core, which is tugs, ferry, Customs, where you play as a cutter in the Coast Guard, and Inland Shipping is where you can deliver oil, cargo, containers, so on and so forth. So if I go back, I will now press the free roaming. Here you have various types of vessels you can play as. So you've got heavy lift multi-purpose vessels, ferry, pilot boat, rescue boat, tugboat, modern tugboat, or you can play as a scrap barge, and you can play as the New York ferry, so on and so forth. If I click off this damage button here, and I'll just pick a couple of vessels to show you. So if I click on this cutter, as you can see it says Coast Guard cutter. It tells you the top speed, length, drought, breadth and the operator. It also tells you a little bit of history behind these vessels. So what I shall do now is I shall press ship preview, and as you can see it comes up with the ship, the Coast Guard cutter. Now if I spin it around to its starboard side, which is its right side, you can see the ship in its side view. Now this ship is operated by the US Coast Guard, so the United States Coast Guard. As you can see it has a big gun at the front and a little gun at the back. The little gun at the back is called a Sea Whiz, and the front gun is probably a 4.5mm cannon. As you can see, these ships are designed to the right specification of what a ship would actually look like in real life. Unfortunately, on this game you can't actually fire the gun, but it's still fun to play. Let me go for the Freedom 90. So as you can see, the Freedom 90 isn't a traditional sea-going vessel, and what that is because of the two fans at the back and the skirt around the bottom of it. Hovercrafts are known not to actually be in the water but hover across the water. The reason why I chose this particular vessel to show you is because in Portsmouth, England, this hovercraft is the only hovercraft service that is in passenger use. Due to the age of this hovercraft, it's no longer in service, but it is a good reminder of the last remaining passenger hovercraft that's now recently been replaced in 2016. Let me just go around so you can have a full look-see. And as you could tell, this hovercraft has a call sign or unique number that aircraft would have. So on this it'd be Golf Hotel 2114, and now aircraft also have this kind of lettering and numbers. Now let's go for something more cool and big. So let's have a look at this cruise ship, the Orient Star. So this is the Orient Star, big massive cruise ship that probably roams the world when it can. But as you can see, they've made all the ships into very, very good detail, like their real life counterparts, which are still in service. As you can see, you have a swimming pool on the stern and a helicopter on the helicopter pad on the roof. I'll show you one more before moving on. So this is the White Merlin. This ferry would be used to cross the channel to different locations such as France, Spain and the Channel Islands. In this game you have 2 or 3 different camera modes. Number 1 is you're outside the ship and you can move around the ship on the outside. Number 2 is you're in the seat of the helmsman and you can hear the radio chatter and stuff like that. Number 3 is you can free roam around the ship, so you can walk around the ship. Unfortunately, you can only walk around the bridge, which is the big thing at the front, because you can't go out and explore the rest of the ship on this particular vessel. So if I go back, I will now press single player. Single player, it gives you many options to play. If I go down, you can see so many of the options. The Solent to Sydney. If I go back, you have multiplayer and you can connect to a server or start a server. So if I go back, I'll show you what free roaming's like. Let's go for the Apollo. Click next. As you can see, I have different locations where I can start. The Antarctic, Atlantic Ocean, Bora Bora, Dover, Hamburg, Marseille, New York, Padstow, Cornwall, Port of Rotterdam, San Francisco, the Solent and Sydney. Let's go for the Solent. Click next. As you can see here, I've now been given the option of where I want to start on free roam. So if I start here, so it's already highlighted, toggle ships on and off, so that means there'll be more ships in the game. So here you can see I can choose what day I want it to be, so I could go from clear sky, drizzle, foggy, hail, light snow, clear sky, foggy, clear sky, variation, light clouds up, rainy, snowstorm, storm, dynamic, snow or windy. Let's go for drizzle. As you can see, the background has now changed to grey clouds and rain. I can change the temperature, so let's go for 11 moderate. So if we heighten the fog density a little bit, let's go to 50% here. So here you've got your day, month, year and time, or you can sync the time to the actual time. So let's click play here. So as you can see, it's set to the location I wanted and how I set the game up. As you can see, this is my boat here. We'll get onto all the other little bits in a minute, but what I will do is I will show you camera angles. So this camera is number 1, so what I'm doing is looking around. You can zoom out, get a view up the top, go back down, have a look around. Press number 2, you're sitting in the helm and you can see around the boat, which looks amazing. And if I press number 2 again, sometimes I change seats. Pressing number 3 is the free roam around the boat. So what I'm doing now is looking around the boat in free roam. So you have so many seats there for the pilots or passengers, whatever the boat's being used for. I can now walk out of the boat and I'm on deck, which is amazing. I can walk around to the front. And generally this is where the pilots will be when they want to board another ship. So what you see here is the radar. It will show up if I'm near a boat or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Down here you have other controls you can't use, but they would use that in real life. I can zoom in and out of the thing so I can see where I am, which will be useful in this fog. So I'll go back to number 2 and go on the outside. So what I will do now is I will speed the boat up a little bit to its full RPM, and as you can see the boat has started moving. I'll just zoom out so you can see. So what I'll do now is I will turn the boat to its right so I can head towards Portsmouth. Here you have the rudder indicator, so it tells you if you're going left or right, and it shows you the way the boat's going. Down here you have the course over ground and the speed over ground. So COG is the course over ground, SOG speed over ground. Now in the maritime industry they don't use miles per hour, they use knots. And down here it gives you the heading. As you can see, because I've toggled the other ships and that kind of stuff, you can see a red jet fast cat there. So what I'm about to do here is I'm going to belt across her wake, or just miss it. As you can see, I'm making some speed, doing 29 to 30 knots. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to slow down a little bit. Press the H for the horn. As you can see, my speed is over ground is slowing down. Now, as you can tell, I may have messed this up a little bit because the fog, I messed up where I was going and what my intentions were. So in real life I would have probably ran aground and would have called the Queen's Harbour Master in Portsmouth to ask for assistance. Here you see is called the camber, which is more for fishing vessels, leisure vessels and stuff like that. As you can see, we've almost got to the limit where if you go any further we would be hitting shallow ground in real life, but here would be very, very shallow waters, and when the tide is out you can actually see the mud banks. Then around here would be Whale Island and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed my little video, my little tour of Portsmouth Harbour. If you do, thank you for watching. I hope to see you all again. Thank you.